she had to dress up like a little Eskimo because it was so cold down there.
That's funny. Well, Wayne Osborne lost his air conditioning that hot day.
He did.
Oh, no.
Yes, it went out on him, so he was able to get it fixed the next day. But he
Okay,
said,
Council, I'm
that
going to
was
start the
miserable.
recording.
Okay.
Miserable day for that to happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right. Good evening, council. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have a quorum, so we can go ahead and get started. I will call the meeting for July 6th, 2021 to order. And per Governor Inslee's emergency proclamation 20-05 and 20-28, and the Stay Safe, Stay Healthy, the City of Auburn is holding public meetings virtually at this time. City of Auburn Resolution number 5581 designates City of Auburn meeting locations for all regular, special, and study session meetings of the City Council and of the committees, boards, and commissions of the City Hall as virtual locations at this time. So council, if you will please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And Sean, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Here.
Councilmember Baggett.
Excused.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Jayraj.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Here.
Councilmember Malinga.
Excused. All right, council, tonight we have one appointment, and it is for the Parks and Recreation Board. City Council to confirm the appointment of Peter Duturi to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2023. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to confirm the appointment of Peter Duturi to the Park and Recs Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2023.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor DeCoursey, is there anything you would like to add?
Now, we just appreciate Peter stepping forward, as we always consider our volunteers very vital to the operations of the city, and especially the Park and Recs Board, which has some dynamic things happening.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Council, do you have any questions or comments? All right. All those in favor of the appointment of Peter Duturi to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2023, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Motion passes. And thank you, Mr. Duturi, for once again, he has been on several of our boards and commissions over the years, so we appreciate his continued support of the city. We have no agenda modifications this evening, and we have no new business. We'll move to audience participation, and this is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. Currently, it is virtual participation, which can be submitted written comments via mail, fax, or email, and all written comments must be received prior to 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting and must be 350 words or less. Mail comments to City of Auburn, attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 25 West Main Street, Auburn, Washington, 98001. Fax comments to Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 253-804-3116. Or email comments to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. Right, we have no correspondence this evening, and I believe we had no public comment. We did have public comment. I'm sorry, Sean, my apologies for that. If you could please read that into the record.
Ali Omar sent in a public comment on behalf of the residents of 33rd Street Southeast regarding a petition for road safety.
Thank you. And council, I believe you did receive that communication earlier today. All right. All right, we will move to council ad hoc committee reports. Council ad hoc committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the city council, if any. We do have the finance ad hoc committee. Chair Baggett is not in attendance this evening. Who will be giving the report?
That would be me,
Councilmember
your
J.
favorite council member.
I see 4 other council members on the screen shaking their head no.
Well, that they don't know about this.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. The council ad hoc finance committee, consisting of council member Baggett and myself, reviewed claims voucher dated July 6, 2021, which includes voucher number 4637770 through 4638881 in the amount of $1.4 million and 3 wire transfers in the amount of $220,000. Payroll vouchers, check numbers 539159 through 539165 in the amount of $583,500, and electronic deposits transmission in the amount of $2.1 million, for the grand total of $2.7 million for the period covering June 16, 2021 to June 30th, 2021. All questions by the committee for the finance department were answered to the committee's satisfaction. Upon completion of our review, the committee recommends council approval of these vouchers.
Thank you, Councilmember Jayraj.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, we will move on to the consent agenda, where 5 of my 7 favorite. All right, the consent agenda, all matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the city council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. And for the motion, Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Mayor. And it's nice to have a little bit of fun tonight, too. I move to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor, and I would like to second that motion.
Thank you. Council, do you have any, or I'm sorry, Deputy Mayor DeCoursey, do you have
Thank
any comments about the?
Yeah, let me just review what we have tonight. So thank you, Mayor. So tonight we have the minutes of the June 21st, 2021 regular council meeting. Claims and payroll vouchers as described and recommended for approval by Councilmember Jayraj. And then setting the hearing, date for a public hearing for a limited update of the comprehensive water plan. And then also setting a date for public hearing for the water use efficiency program.
Thank you. Now, council, do you have any questions or comments about the consent agenda or any items you would like removed? All right. Well, in that case, all those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Consent agenda passes. All right, we have no unfinished business on the agenda this evening, so we will move to ordinances. Ordinance number 6826, an ordinance amending sections 2.57010, 2.57020, 2.57030, 2.57040, and 2.57050 of the Auburn Code related to city civil service positions. Do we have a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to move adoption of ordinance. Am I on the right one here? I'm sorry.
You are 6826, yes.
6826, that's right. I would like to move adoption.
Thank you, Councilmember Jayraj.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ordinance 6826 proposes to amend the Auburn City Code 2.57 for clarity and precision and to update the chapter for consistency with the city's current employment structure and practices.
Thank you. Council, any questions or comments?
I have a question, and
Yes.
it's interesting in reading the change, which isn't substantial, but it did allow me to read where in the exempt position that this addresses, if the individual holding the exempt position loses that position for one reason or another, they have the ability to retain their former position in the civil service non-exempt ranks. Has that ever happened before?
Has that situation occurred? Not to the best of my knowledge.
All right, thank you. I was just curious about that.
Yes. All right, any other questions or comments, council? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of ordinance number 6826, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ordinance 6826 passes. Resolution number 5592, a resolution approving the 2021 Housing Action Plan for the 2020 to 2040 planning period. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Yes, this is just to council ratification of the
Councilmember Trout
2021.
Manuel. Councilmember Trout Manuel, if you could make the motion.
Oh, sorry.
I know you're
make the
excited to
motion.
tell us what it's about.
Make a motion for 5592.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
I will second that motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Now I will start. Okay, this is just for city council to ratify the 2021 Housing Action Plan that covered the period of 2020 to 2040. The action plan establishes strategies, objections, and priorities that are intended to help increase the stocks of housing in Auburn to strive towards a housing inventory that serves all incomes levels within our community. I make a motion to adopt 5592.
Thank you, Councilmember Trout Manuel. Are there any questions or comments from council? Great. Hearing none, all those in favor of resolution number 5592, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5592 passes. Resolution 5598, a resolution ratifying the 2021 update to the Green Duwamish and Central Puget Sound Watershed or Water Resource Inventory Area, RIA 9 Salmon Habitat Plan, making our watershed fit for a king. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt resolution 5598.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to second that motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution is the council's endorsement and statement of support for the 2021 RIA 9 Salmon Recovery Plan, which is all about protecting salmon and helping them recover here in the Green River, which flows through Auburn. The Salmon Habitat Plan has been prepared and completed, and then in 2005, and then this year was updated by the Watershed Ecosystem Forum. And that's what I have.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments, council? All right, all those in favor of resolution number 5598, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5598 passes. Short agenda this evening, council. We will move to mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organization. We will begin with Deputy Mayor DeCoursey.
Thank you, Your Honor. On June 1st, I attended the monthly Growth Management Policy Board meeting. We are still meeting virtually, like most of us are. At this meeting, the board approved the release of the draft regional housing strategy plan that we've been working on for over the past year. And we've worked to develop a draft of this plan so we can get more feedback on the plan as it goes forward. The regional housing strategy is intended to serve as a playbook of actions that can be used to improve housing and meet the need of the regional goals for affordable housing. We had an extremely and very robust discussion on the implementation of the process as it approaches. And I again raised the concern for ensuring that we have adequate funding to support the need for affordable housing across the region. PSRC staff will release the draft strategy for public review and feedback during the rest of July and through August to engage with stakeholders, including jurisdictions, housing agencies, community partners, and the public in general. The board will then review the feedback and discuss revisions and refinements to the strategy this coming fall. I'd also like to comment that today there was a presentation in Seattle with Senator Cantwell. And this is in the news today, a new affordable housing high-rise under construction in Seattle that used the federal low-income housing tax credit program to help fund the project. We've had projects here in Auburn that have used that program to build affordable housing. And Senator Cantwell has been a real congressional champion for moving the tax credit program forward for many years. And she continues to strive for growing the program to help meet the need for housing in all of our region, including South King County. She commented that with the current planned infrastructure bill that will be presented by the president to Congress soon, that there is a push for dollars in that bill for affordable housing, which we are considering infrastructure. And a number of agencies, including housing authorities, local jurisdictions, Senators Cantwell, Murray, and the rest of the congressional delegation from Washington are pushing hard to make sure we get that. Without federal intervention and federal dollars in these programs, we're going to be hard pressed to meet the need of the cost of the programs going forward to build and preserve more affordable housing. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor DeCoursey. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Yes, on July 1st, I met Councilmember Robin, and I met with Joy Scott and Director Jeff Tate, and we covered over what they're going to be bringing to council for the next couple of months and until the end of the year for the years coming of 2020 to 2024, 40. So there's a lot to cover on that. So that's all I'm going to say about that until we bring more information to council. And then on July 3rd, as I said, we were invited to go to Emerald Downs. And this was one of the best fireworks that they did for the community. And there was so many people in this place. And we just need to continue thanking the Muckleshoots for including the council to take part on this because they do such a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I just wanted to, two quick things. One is, first, I wanted to thank Director Jeff Tate for all of his work on the Ryan 9 salmon recovery plan. The staff just does incredible work and serves the entire city and the salmon swimming through our city very, very well. The second thing is that on June 29th, I attended the National League of Cities Indigenous Municipal Officials meeting, and we received a presentation on the American Rescue Plan. And I'm sure many of you have been to similar presentations and some of the options available to municipalities. And one of them is an idea that we have considered, but it's still out there and it's broader. And that is bonus or appreciation pay for frontline workers. And so there are cities around the country that are exercising that option. And it includes, really there's a very long list of people who work in daycares, contractors who pick up our garbage and trash, anyone who interacted with people during the pandemic. It's retroactive. The authority is there for retroactive pay. So that's just something interesting, and maybe that might be part of the discussion that the city of Auburn has as we develop our plan. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Jayraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have any report today.
All right. Well, just two things for me. As council, you are aware, today was the first day that the doors of City Hall and all city buildings were opened to the public for the first time. Our team members who have been working remote and doing an amazing job in this past 15 months, keeping the city operating, supporting our residents. We started welcoming them all back to their respective office spaces today. About a third or a half came back today. Some will come back for the first time tomorrow. And right now through July, everyone is required to be in the office at least 2 days per week, with the 3 remaining days still allowed as remote. Excuse me. In August, we will move to a mandatory 3 days per week in the office. And then after Labor Day, it will be a mandatory 4 days in the office, as we try and ensure that all IT requests, all facilities requests, as you can imagine, with most of City Hall being vacant for the last 15 months, as you can imagine, there are several issues, several opportunities for things to be updated. And so to ensure that we have the right balance of being able to serve the public, as well as making sure that everything is in place for our team members, we are staggering that return to work. Also this evening, first of all, I want to say thank you to an amazing Team Auburn for all of the work that they have done. For those who have been on the front line for the last 15 months, never had the opportunity to work remotely, and for those who pivoted very quickly to working remotely, our IT department, for the great job that they did allowing us to all be able to work remotely, our police officers, maintenance and operations, parks, who have been working every day. They don't have that opportunity to work remotely. Just very, very proud of the team that we get to work with that serves the city of Auburn. So a huge thank you to the entire team. And this Thursday night is our next town hall meeting. This one is focused on police and policing programs. We want to provide updates for the Police Advisory Committee, the PAC, introduce Colby Crossley, who is our new police PIO, and talk about some of the things going on in the community. And then that will be a preface for council. Next Monday night, you will be receiving a full report from Chief O'Neill and others on body cameras and the legislative updates. And so those things won't be covered in the town hall, but they will be covered next Monday night. So there will be a lot. Make sure that you have something so you're hydrated during that, because it will be a long evening next Monday night, but it will be well worth your time to hear everything that's going on. We have no need for an executive or closed session tonight. So before 7:30, we are adjourned. Thank you.